Yo, what is going on, beautiful people? Thank you for tuning in. If you're a new listener, thank you for checking us out for the first time. Go back, listen to some old content. As always, we promise to give you perspectives from all angles on whatever conversation we're talking about and whatever that conversation is. At the end of it all, you're either going to respect it or not respect it. But nonetheless, respect it. So yeah, man. My name is Edward, named after my OG, my pops. Shout out to my mama for naming me after a trill one. Start what you're doing. Please go follow at EMAC Stats for all your up-to-date sports coverage, high school, professional, and collegiate level. Yeah, and what's a podcast without your woes?
And Shine Hard Izzo, man, charismatic, intellectual, street excellence at its finest. Man, that's Instagram, Twitter, SoundCloud, Cash App, whatever, man. It's lit.
Yo, it's the one and only Black Peace, the host with the most that blows the most smoke. Rap plug, hip hop plug. You already know. Check me out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you get your dope ass podcast from, man. You already know what it is.
What's going on, world? It is great to be back. This is Coach Johnson. I am the husband of Jordan, the father of Harper and Deuce. I am here once again to bring the controversy to help you think just a little bit deeper about what's going on and to challenge some of your thoughts.
Good afternoon, beautiful people. I'm sorry, I've been drinking a little bit, but on behalf of me and my brothers, I want to say thank you for tuning in. We love you. We appreciate you. I'm still tripping because Christian is using his wife's Zoom account to do the recording tonight, so it's killing me. Take it away, Edward.
Yeah, man. So I'll start first. Hopefully, y'all can help me peel back the layers on this recent topic. I don't know if y'all heard. I don't know how long this been out. I think it's relatively fresh. But the lady Gwen Levi, who's 76, and I don't know if y'all heard, she got sent back to prison because she missed a phone call while she was in class. And so she was in prison. She did 16 years on a 24-year bid. She got released during the start or the beginning of the pandemic. Her, along with maybe 4,500 other people, were released from prison just due to trying to take precautionary health measures due to COVID. And as they were released, they were sentenced to home confinement. Since she's been home, I don't know how you want to label home confinement, air quotes, but she missed a phone call from her parole or supervisor or whatever because she was actually in class in school or whatever. And because she missed that phone call, the police report or whatever report deemed it as her planning a escape. And because of that, she was sent back to prison. I only read one article, so I'm not, so I was like, maybe I could help me pull back the layers. I don't know if it's that cut and dry to the story. I read it from theroot.com. But yeah, at face value, from just the information that I got, I can't respect that. That's crazy. But I also try to ask other questions okay, she was in class. Did y'all know what her schedule was going to be? What are the guidelines and the parameters that she should have known in terms of answering that phone call? Is there any type of grace period? Was it just one phone call she didn't return, or did y'all call her multiple times and she still didn't hit y'all back? What's going on with that? And the reason she was in prison to begin with, and again, she served a 16-year bid on a 24-year sentence before being released due to the COVID precautions that they were trying to take within the prison, is because I think she I think it was conspiracy to sell heroin or maybe at least something as small as I don't want to say small, a kilogram or whatever of heroin back in her day. And the woman is 76 years old. All right, the woman is 76 years old. So when I heard that, I was just that's pretty, I can't, in terms of just talking about the legal system, I can't respect that if it is that cut and dry. I don't know if there's any other fine-combed details that may have been left out in the article that I read. I was only able to read one, but that would be my thing that I don't really, I can't really respect in terms of somebody trying to do better for themselves. And you're oh, you missed a phone call. Let's go ahead, put you back in the pen. Yeah, that's fucked up. Why you laughing, Dacius?
It's just horrible. Like, you built all that up. It was like, and she's 76. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, I know, right? People making opinions and everything.
I was ready to be like, well, she should have been on her shit. And then he was like, she's 76. Like, whoa.
I guess to kind of like piggyback off your story, I have a close friend of mine who's currently on house arrest. So I kind of know something about it to a certain extent. So he had like a similar situation just a few months ago where his bond was actually revoked because he let his ankle monitor die, right? And but he had got a warning about it. But after the warning, he still had to come to court. Had to go back to jail for like a couple of days, but was able to, get another bond and kind of, await trial while still on house arrest, for the pending case and everything. So from my experience with it, they're usually pretty lenient if like that's your first time, missing a call or, something of that nature. I'm not too sure if she didn't return the call or how that goes, but definitely sounds like another case of, the justice system not being too just. So it's fucked up out here.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I keep the ball in your court, Izzo. What did you have this week that you respected or didn't respect?
I feel like even in this short week, right? The week just got started Monday, man. I'm just I'm just starting to respect God, right? And just respect life as a whole. I wouldn't say I got humbled a couple days ago or even a day ago, but just kind of got some new perspective on some things and starting to kind of shift my values on, kind of what matters and what doesn't. So at the current moment, man, I'm respecting life, man, because she is a fat bitch if you let her be, but she can still be good to you, if you, as we say on this podcast, respect the game. So I just been trying to respect the game, man, and go about it the right way. Thanks.
True indeed. True indeed. Black Peace, what you respecting or not respecting, dog?
What I didn't respect was what happened on DJ Screw Day. Of course, shout out to DJ Screw. Not his birthday, just his national day, of course. It was the supposed 6ix9ine performance. He's supposed to perform in Southeast Texas, and he didn't show up. The reason why he said he didn't show up is because he didn't get paid the correct amount of money. Me personally, I feel like it's more of a cop-out for a lot of hype that he built up upon his own self. But thing about it is, there's a couple of things that I feel like I did not respect. First of all, you do it on a Texas holiday, DJ Screw Day. You don't do that. That's ultra disrespectful for you not to show up, not only for the money, for your fans. Then you had the audacity to do this a second time. This happened back in 2018, and Jay Prince
I know
Jr.
why he ain't showing up in Houston.
Of course, and that's the thing about it. But he tends to bite off so much that he can't chew. He has Instagram stories. He has Instagram posts of, I'm gonna be there. I'm not scared, so on and so forth. And then when shit gets real, he doesn't show up. I personally think he may have got a whiff of what day it was and just known the magnitude of like what people were willing to put on the line for that day in my technical city area. You know what I'm saying? DJ Screw, you got a rat here trying to perform. I think it may have got to his head like they may actually try to do something to me. They may actually just go for it. Go ahead, Shine Hard.
I think it's a little deeper than that. I think it stems back to the altercation where he was disrespecting the mob, and Jay Prince and others made a viral video of them, kind of clapping back at him. And if anybody of our listeners know, in the Houston area, we have a man by the name of Jazz Prince Senior, who quite literally has his hands in a little bit of everything. Take that as you will. And the man can get things done to kind of be pretty shortcut and dry there. And I believe Mr. 6ix9ine made a business decision on his personal safety to not, show up just due to some dry and empty threats he had made prior to that. We both know that, he can't back up. He is a police officer. He is the police. He is 12. He is with the government. He is a documented snitch. So, and with all that being said,
Instagram looks like federalinformant.com.
Oh man, especially as of late. But he definitely made a business decision because Jay Prince Sr. is very good friends with George Bush Sr. If a lot of people don't know, former president of the United States, not George W. Bush, but the dad, right?
HW.
Needless to say, if he has close friends of this magnitude, you can just kind of imagine the reach and pull that he has. So I believe 6ix9ine made a good decision, man, because I believe he's in the business of still, enjoying life at a high level. So, shit.
Do you believe that the whole excuse of the night, was it 70,000 instead of the $250,000? Is that something that's fishy? Do you feel like that's actually true in any way, shape, or form?
Bullshit.
You pick up the front end, right? So if he getting paid $250,000, if he getting paid 250,000, the front end is usually less than the back end, right? So 70,000 sound about right for a front end for him. So I mean, that's enough to have me show up and be like, all right, like y'all gonna pay me the rest of this money, cool. Like, and after the end of the concert, I'm gonna get the rest of it. I don't know what agreement they had in place for the contract, but I think he bullshit, man. Nigga a liar, bro. He police. Yeah. He do anything.
At this point, it's whatever your life is worth. His life is not worth whatever back in Houston, whatever Houston event is trying to give him. His life ain't worth
it.
For a while, first time in a long time, he showed some smarts.
Bro, I said, it's a podcast that I said before. These are the same niggas that put on their music that if you bootleg this shit, we will not call the police. These matters will be handled internally. We're talking about these same niggas. They're a mafia for real. They're not, mob ties is a real thing. These motherfuckers is a mafia. So that nigga know what's up.
No, I don't know what you're talking
about. However much your money costs on that back, however much your life costs on that back end.
Yeah. Oh, and also for our listeners who are not from Houston or not even engulfed in like the Texas culture, educate them also on June 27th day, DJ Screw Day, if y'all will.
June 27th is a national holiday here in Texas, more specifically in the Houston area, due to the fact that that was the legendary day in which the June 27th freestyle. You can go YouTube that for all our listeners.
Insert here. Just a snippet.
Yes, Lord. So it just means a multitude of things, right? So not only the birth of Screw, but just overall an iconic day for just a stamp and a date and time in Houston, right? Where kind of freestyle culture was kind of birthed, not on that day, but it was like a culmination, right, of freestyles going right, and that's kind of a legendary a music snippet within the culture of Houston. So June 27th, it has substantial value and sentiments here in the Houston area, especially on the on the south side, north side alike though as well. Shout out to Swiss
Robert Earl.
Rest in peace.
True indeed. True indeed.
All that slowed up shit that y'all listening to out there, all that slowed down, all that chop, not slot, all that shit came from DJ Screw.
Yes, sir.
Waukesha now? DJ
Screw. Coach Johnson, man, you back. The people been missing you. They've been asking about you, bro. What you respect? What have you found that you respected, that you discovered in your cubbyhole as of these past couple of weeks?
Yeah. Well, first I have to respect what's going on down in Houston. There's a lot of information that I learned today that I didn't know about. And so I'm always glad to get the insights of what's happening in Houston, hip hop culture and all that good stuff. So I do respect that. Another thing I respect is this guy out of Georgia, King Randall. He is building a school for boys to the X school for boys down in Albany, Georgia. And he started this program 2 years ago. Now this guy, he's not like, some like, billionaire or some old cat. This dude is 21 years old. He started his organization at 19. And so he takes, a lot of young men in Albany. Albany is not necessarily the most happening place in America. There's a lot of poverty there, a lot of crime, a lot of stuff for young Black men to get into that's not positive. And so he's created something very positive there. And now he's starting a school there. So that's something I definitely respect. If anyone wants to donate to help raise funds, you can go to thexforboys.org. Thexforboys.org. Go ahead, brother.
I also want to add to Christian that to say he's building a school, right? It's like with all that he has been doing, because I'm familiar with him too. Like, it would be an understatement. Like the students that he has in his school. Remember, he's only 21. He has legal custody and adopting these young boys that he also has going to his school too. So you think about somebody who's just 21 years old. I'm adopting. I'm assuming he's getting these young guys or these young Black kids from like adoption homes and stuff like that. And we know how crazy and chaotic being in an adoption home can be. So yeah, man. So he's adopting kids, and he's only 20. He's fairly a kid himself. So again, like Christian say, donate if you want to. Triple salute to him. He don't have some mega big platform. I don't know him personally, but what I have seen of him, he seemed like someone who is truly dedicated and devoted to doing the work. Yeah. Everybody talks about creating for yourself and this and that. Like, he's truly dedicated. He's shown to truly be dedicated to doing the work and not sitting around waiting around for a handout or complaining about woe me or we don't have this, I don't have that. He's putting in the work and he's passing that down through the young men that he's adopted
like
and has come through.
26, 25, 26?
Huh?
Ain't he like just like 20?
He's 21.
He's 21.
21.
God damn it.
Yeah. I wish I had my stuff together at 21.
What is your excuse?
Yeah. I want to say he served time in the army or the military. I'm not sure what branch. Forgive me. I don't know exactly.
Damn, already.
That'll give you a leg up.
Yeah, but he's also like served time in the military force. I'm not sure what branch though. That'll man.
Give you a leg up.
Yeah. Salute, King Randall, man. Salute, man. Salute.
Yeah. So, and then my second thing that I want to share that I respect. So one of the reasons I've been MIA the past few weeks is I've started back in school to finish my degree, and I'm studying economics. And there's a book that I came across in my studies called Poor Economics that has really helped me to see poverty a little differently. One of the big ideas that they talk about in this book is what's called a poverty trap, right? And basically what it is there's some, and it looks at poverty throughout the entire world, not just in the U.S. But wherever you live, there's some amount of money that is kind of the threshold between the poverty trap and then everybody else, right? And when you're on the wrong side of that threshold, you don't have enough to invest into a future, right? And so there's always something comes up, right? Hey, I'm getting myself together. Oh man, car broke down. All right, car broke down. I don't have enough money to pay for it, so I got to use a credit card. And the credit card's at a high interest rate, and then I'm getting back more and more into debt. Okay, hey, finally got my car fixed. Right, I'm going. Dang, I parked in the wrong place, and now I got a $200 ticket. Well, I can't. I don't know how I'm gonna pay for the ticket. And so something might. I might skimp on something else so I can try to pay for the ticket, or I might not pay the ticket and then incur more legal fines or whatever. And so just getting, this is not necessarily stuff that I didn't know, but getting a new framework and and it started to get me to start thinking about poverty in a new way, and to try to figure out the best ways to try to help people out of it. And so so that's something I respect.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Man, a book is bringing new light and ideas and perspectives to Coach Johnson. Boy, I tell you.
Wow, who would have fucking thought?
Live the rapper. What is it out there you respecting or not respecting this week, my brother?
This is a little bit biased because I put a little bit of money on Chris Paul last night, and the motherfucker couldn't give me 2 threes. But
I should have told you.
It's not really that biased. It's not really that biased because, I just sat and thought about it, and really that nigga should have played his life away last night, because now the series is still up in the air. So it's not that I don't respect Chris Paul. I'm not gonna respect Monty Williams, because I really do feel like Monty Williams is riding that spirit that, you know what I'm saying, I really feel like this is my guy, game manager. He's gonna, you know what I'm saying, go through the depths of what he got to do to pull the game out. And it's like, yo, at this point, I'm not seeing too much help for Devin Booker. So,
and you know what? I'm not gonna be disrespectful. You know who I'm respecting today, Edward? I'm respecting Ty Lue, because oftentimes he has been labeled a product of LeBron's system. He has been labeled that due to the fact that he won a championship with LeBron, Kyrie, and Kevin Love. And I want to say that it was actually an intricate part of that, though LeBron James was a heavy reason for that. Go ahead and interrupt. This looks like it's major, please.
No, keep going. I'm gonna just lob off for you. Keep going. I just wanted to let it know.
No, stop. So I don't respect Monty Williams. That's who doesn't get my respect. And to pass it off to Scheinhardt, yeah, you can talk about Ty Lue now.
Thank you, brother. Javier Miles, everybody. Great man.
No, I'm sorry. I sat back, let y'all have y'all not respect what all y'all don't respect. I like, let me finish my respect and give Ty Lue his flowers now.
Facts. I really do want to, give a shout out and say I'm definitely respecting Ty Lue and the adjustments that he made, right? Because oftentimes coaches get criticized, and they get killed in the playoffs for being stubborn, sticking to the game plan, not willing to acquiesce, not willing to make in-game adjustments on the fly. And if you just look at how, the Clippers played the Suns, man, they took DeAndre Ayton all the way out the game. They came out in a 2-3 zone, and it was very effective to start out. They got off to a hot start. Paul George actually, he gave me remnants of, Indiana Paul George when they made it in the Eastern Conference Finals, and he had an MVP type season, pre-shoulder injury with the Thunder. He's giving me those types of vibes. So I definitely want to say, shout out to Ty Lue for putting, his players in positions and willing to go deep into his bench in order to get some different results. Something that a coach that we will call out on this podcast, Doc, hey guys, we're fine, right? No, you're not fine. Make adjustments. That's why you're in the position you in with 76ers sitting on a fucking couch. Josh Smith gave you business afterwards that you got booted, and finally your bullshit is coming to light, Doc Rivers. You don't make, or you don't know how to make in-game adjustments, and I think you might quite possibly be who we think you are, and that's a coach that got carried by Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, top 3 shooter of all time, and Paul Pierce, a Hall of Famer. So, and no disrespect to Rondo as well, right? Rondo, all-star in his own right, especially back then. He may have gotten carried. There may have been a one-off instance to where his greatness got to shine through.
But he has.
But yeah, man, that nigga ain't shit, bro. But yeah, shout out to Ty Lue. I'm respecting that.
Yeah, he's cold.
So I'm gonna say this real quick, and then I'm gonna go back to Ty Lue. It will not look good for the Bucks if they do not win this game against the Hawks with Trae Young being out right now at halftime. I'm sure y'all gonna know the score to our listeners by the time y'all watch this, but at halftime the Hawks.
You mean Mike Budenholzer?
Budenholzer.
You
The
said
Hawks.
Tyler.
I thought I said I'm gonna get back to Tyler after this, but yeah, Mike Budenholzer with the Bucks. Atlanta is up 51-38 at halftime. Trae Young is out for Game 4 with a deep bone bruise on his right foot. So Bucks, y'all better find a way to win this game. Game 4.
They're gonna
Man,
win.
Lou Will turning into
You can't
Lemon
sleep
Pepper
on Lou.
Magic City Lou.
All
Turning
right.
that clock back.
Right, Izzo. So Tyronn Lue, right? Going back to Tyronn Lue, like Scheinhardt, Izzo sometimes not getting the respect he deserves in terms of like people just saying that championship is predicated off LeBron carrying the team to the mountaintop. You get respect from a dog, you get respect from a lion, not by bowing down to that lion, but showing that lion that you too are also a lion or a dog. That's how you get that respect from another lion. Game 7 going into halftime, it was said that nobody can ever recall LeBron being challenged by anybody the way Tyronn Lue challenged. And Tyronn Lue just basically talking flat out like, my nigga, you playing like shit. I don't care what you done so far. I forget who, I don't know if it was Draymond. I think Draymond was having a great game in Game 7. But like Tyronn Lue just basically like, bro, you not doing enough, bro. If this your team and you supposed to be who you are, you ain't doing enough this Game 7. And I think you playing like shit. And really just calling LeBron out and challenging him. I mean, there's not a lot of people I think you would look around and be able to say, like, you said that to LeBron James? And that kind of just bringing the fuel out of LeBron James, that kind of just pressing the right button in LeBron James for LeBron James to be like, all right, motherfucker, I'm going to show you, you know what I'm saying? And even so, and like, you know, you kind of had that chaos and that tension built up and them going at each other, cursing each other out in the locker room at halftime, to also, like I say, getting their respect from another dog, another lion, to where, all right, we just got this stop. LeBron, how you want to, like, being able to talk to LeBron and communicate with him effectively, and LeBron to be able to trust him and be like, blase, blase. All right, let's go to Kyrie on this type of play. So that won't be seen. That's not never really talked about, how Tyronn Lue like kind of like orchestrated that and like pulled everything out of LeBron that he could for that Game 7. And one could argue that had not Tyronn Lue went at LeBron like that, the conversation or the championship could have went a whole lot different. So yeah, salute to Tyronn Lue in that regard. He was not carried by LeBron James. Tyronn Lue is a very good head coach. And I forget the correct stat, but I think he has the most wins or the best record in elimination games as a head coach in the playoffs. So again, salute and much respect to Tyronn Lue. Yeah, man, still keeping it on the Clippers. I think if you're a hater, you're not going to want to respect it. And that talking about Paul George and obviously Pandemic P, Playoff P, obviously going up against the Suns the other night. Paul George went off 40 plus in the elimination game where a lot of teams felt like, all right, they probably going to pack it in. They still without Kawhi Leonard. But in this series, even despite him smoking Game 2 and arguably smoking Game 3 with the late game free throws, Paul George averaging in this series 30 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists a game. And he is the first player in NBA history to score 40 plus points on at least 75%, shooting 75% from the field, 50% from three, and making going 100% from the free throw line with 40 plus points. So he's the first player to do that in the playoffs. And I mean, I know it's easy to clown him, and obviously, like, people want to make memes out of him. But much respect to Paul George stepping up last night in a elimination game in Phoenix on the road, and putting his team in position to be able to take it back to LA and try to force a Game 6. So salute to Chris Paul for his Game 5 performance.
Nigga, they lost, but I guess, but
I'll say it since nobody else ain't gonna say it. I respect Paul George. This is who Paul George is.
I said that. I gave him his flowers a little bit because I think he might revert back into who we think he is. I don't know if he got another 40-point game in him, but I think this postseason he has proved a point enough to where you like, you know what? You ain't just completely garbage in the playoffs, bro. If your number is called for to carry the team, you could somewhat, get the job done to a certain extent. And for that, I wouldn't even given him that a couple years ago. So, for him to do what he did yesterday, he really proved me wrong because I was definitely expecting for him to flop. But like I said, Tyronn Lue came out with a great game plan and really put Paul George in a position to really affect the game better. Really, so that's really why I kind of gave most of my kudos to Ty Lue. But Ty Lue does not go out and hoop, though he used to hoop. He does not currently hoop now, so it's all still on the players, to go out and get that done. So, shout out to Paul George with his game high, 41 points, and leading the Clippers to that much needed, win to avoid elimination.
I think sometimes the frustration with Paul George is that like some would try to label him as a superstar, and Paul George himself would give off this superstar bravado, and it's like superstars are consistent. Superstars have bad games, true indeed, but they are consistent. The bad games are far and in between, and even when they are having a bad game, some kind of way the superstar find a way to pull through. And
affect the game in another way if they not participating.
Right. And that's not Paul George. Paul George's game as of recently, if we talk about the playoffs, comes off as like solid 2 guy.
But these last 4 to 5 games, he's almost averaging double-digit rebounds. He's averaging north of, I believe, 7 assists per game.
Averaging 10 rebounds on the series.
Yeah.
I believe he has too many short-term goals. I believe he doesn't think about the finish line of where he wants to be at. I feel like he focuses too much on his short-term goals. He focuses too much on proving he actually is playoff P. He focuses too much on trying to be, I can show you I'm the number one guy. It's like instead of just being the dog that he's supposed to be, he focuses on too much of the little shit. Like, focus on the championship. Stop focusing on like, well, let me just show up this game and show up that. Like, no. Focus on being a winner and you will be more consistent. That's what I think. It's a couple seasons ago when he showed that he can go off and 40 points and double-doubles and triple-doubles and just all that on the Thunder. And then he showed all this amazement, and it's like it seemed like that was his goal, and he hangs it up. I already finished my goal. I already went off in the regular season. I already went toe-to-toe with LeBron in the postseason in the East. Like, my goals are short, and I don't accomplish them. He doesn't care. It's like
I'll argue with you that it might be quite the opposite, Darnell. I think he may be too focused on the finish line, so much so to where he's not so much focused and present within the current game, right? So, his performance wanes due to the fact that that focus is maybe on outside noise or the ultimate goal of the finish line and, getting to the finals and, ultimately winning. When one could argue that the best course of action would be to focus on what you can control, which is today's events, so you can be your best version of yourself today, ball out, go hard today. Though we're prepping and always going to prepare for the future, you have to be rooted and cemented in today in order for us to get the best results today to stay alive, in order to keep that future goal alive. So it's just my sense.
But rather than doing it just for today, he's everywhere. It's like he's trying to win the series when he comes into it, and then he gets back against the wall.
Yeah, every shot he takes, he's trying to win.
I want to start playing
the game, right? Yeah.
It's like, bro, you should have been like focused on the get of this series. Like, stop getting pressured into like corners to feel like, okay, now I got to start playing. Like, or now we're about to make a playoff run. Let me start going off. Like, no, be consistent throughout the whole game and find ways to be unstoppable. Because he has the capabilities of doing it. He's his worst enemy. Period. Playoff, he is his worst enemy.
Right on. Yeah, man. We're about to wrap this up. Beautiful episode, great content, great topics on the 35 minutes so far. Coach Johnson, you can sign us out, bro. Is there any, may not be football, any other topics or something we discussed that you wasn't able to chime in on because you just, you was locked in, with school and all that kind of stuff? Is anything you want to touch on that you missed?
It's coming, y'all. It's coming. Pause, but it's
You
coming.
don't
y'all.
have to. I'm just
It's coming, bro. I
giving
see
the
it in
floor.
his
Bro,
face,
stop
y'all.
saying it's coming. My God.
Oh, my bad.
You already said pause.
Please.
You know, I wasn't going to say anything
Across that.
until Black Peace kind of said, you know, he alley-ooped it. You know what I'm saying?
fuck
Threw the
that.
ball up. Now I got to dunk it. All I got to say is football is football. Football is football. Football is going hard through the whistle. Football is 120 yards of gridiron. Football is blocking and tackling, running, throwing, catching, scoring touchdowns, kicking field goals, creating turnovers. That's what football is. Now, anybody want to make it something else? Y'all can do that, but football is everything that I just said. Anyone is welcome to play if they desire. So, there you go.
All right. Well said. Beautiful point. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Beautiful people. This is the Respect the Game podcast. Whether you hated the conversation or love the conversation, we trust and rest assured that you now respect the conversation, respect the game of what we've been talking about this week. Please get in the comments, retweet, reshare, like, comment. Make sure you subscribe, not just to the Respect the Game podcast, also to the Talking Smoke podcast of Black Peace. Hey man, we're gonna stay consistent. We're gonna keep giving y'all great content, and love y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning in. See y'all beautiful people next week.